This is going to be a little bit different of a video than most of the videos on my channel. Obviously, you probably know me for Smash speedruns, but I have a diagnosis of pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. I'd just like to go over a couple of my life experience a little bit with that. Going through school without a diagnosis, being diagnosed, and then my experiences in post-secondary after receiving my diagnosis. So I guess the way to start this off is when I was in elementary school, I wasn't a very good student, and that's to mean that I didn't necessarily have behavior problems. I just refused to do any kind of lengthy writing projects or anything that included writing. I had a very difficult time physically with the writing because of fine motor skills problems I had. And this often ended me up in the office of the school. And my teachers were very concerned and ended up giving me a lot of tests for all the standard learning disabilities like ADD, ADHD, etc. And I didn't ever meet any of the diagnostic criteria for those. So I went through my school years without a diagnosis for anything, and I really suffered in a lot of areas. I ended up just completely not even doing assignments and still passing all my most of my courses and going through. I did fail some courses in high school, but I was doing very well on the tests, so I actually got through all of elementary school, junior high school, and high school, where in high school I was pursuing an actual diagnosis because I felt that I needed to know why I behaved differently than most of the other children. So I actually had a psychologist who was in the school, and she told me that basically I'd had so many tests done on me that the Catholic school system was no longer interested in pursuing a diagnosis for me and would not allocate any more funds to do that. So she informed me that I should go and get some private testing done, which was a great advice. As much as I would have liked to have a diagnosis earlier, it was better late than never for me. So about this time I was getting help for some depression. I had some depression issues in high school. I wasn't fitting in very well with my peers, and I really didn't know where my life was going. And I met this doctor who, it was just for like just for depression, maybe looking at some treatment options in terms of medications and such, which I was very hesitant towards. I do not like medications in any sense. And this doctor exclaimed that I could not have an autism spectrum disorder, or specifically Asperger's syndrome, because people with in her words, people with Asperger's syndrome do not feel emotions. She rectified this by saying that she had a young nephew, that would not display emotions on his face, which is a really big difference from not being able to feel emotions. That was one line that really stuck with me throughout my adult life as well, that this was a belief around people with autism spectrum disorders, and got me really interested in autism spectrum disorders specifically, and pervasive developmental disorders, the larger category. I went to go see a psychiatrist, a clinical psychiatrist, who was very helpful to me, gave me a lot of really great advice for what to do in my life, and eventually we did some testing, and he came to the conclusion and diagnosed me with pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified. And some of the symptoms that I had, I was somewhat inept in social situations. I'm not very good at, still not very good at introducing myself to people, especially after there's another person talking to them. I'm very hesitant to start social interactions, and I also have a very somewhat strict schedule that I enjoy following, and habits that like personal habits that I'm not going to share with you guys because they're a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. Nothing creepy or anything, but I then went to upgrade my high school. I didn't do very well in high school because of my limitations around writing specifically, and I wanted to upgrade a couple of my high school courses. So after going back and upgrading high school courses, I actually kind of stalled in my life and ended up just sitting in my parents' basement playing video games exclusively all day. Not really enjoying them too much, even. It was just something to do. And my father actually picked out a university course for me because he knew my interests, and he's been a very good influence on me, and picked out a course in disability studies at a university here in Calgary, Mount Royal University. And I was very interested in disability studies, the concept, from the very start. I had done a lot of research on autism spectrum disorders before and around getting my diagnosis, and after as well. So I was very interested to learn more about myself and my own limitations. That was a really good choice for me, I think, that he made, and it was his. I agreed to it, but he made the decision on disability studies. Because of my interest in it, I actually excelled in a lot of the classes that I took there. But the problem with that was that I had a practicum where I would be cast as a disability service worker. And I was not a very good disability service worker. But I never thought that the problem was me. So I continued to fail at these practicums while having pretty decent grades in other classes, learning lots. I actually got to, it's a 2-year diploma program, and I attended it for 2.5 years almost of semesters. I did an extra semester to try and finish it up. And the reason I had to do an extra semester was that I could not complete the practicum that I mentioned earlier. And they really wanted me to have a great practicum experience for my last one to give me the best chance of succeeding at it. So they put me in I signed up to a place for that helped people with autism spectrum disorders just develop basic motor skills, basic life skills in general, and specifically like higher functioning as well, and trying to get them out into the workforce. And I really enjoyed the atmosphere of the practicum. I knew all the symptoms, and I understood what the professionals were doing there. And I just was not a very good fit even for that. I was still being called upon to initiate social contact, etc. And I eventually started, partially due to that and the stress of my other courses all piling up, I ended up starting to get panic attacks and just complete like snaps of my psychology. It was just not a very good time for my mental health, and that's when I realized that my limitations as a person with a pervasive developmental disorder, that I would not be able to complete this course. And since I have made some changes in my life so that I'm following my interests more closely around technology, advertising, marketing, and graphic work as well. So that's all I wanted to say for this video. I think I got a lot off my chest. It's I just like to give this video just for some insight as to somebody else's experiences. I hope this video was informing for you, and you guys can look forward to me doing some Smash speedruns pretty soon. I'm looking to improve my normal 3-stock time. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the support. I got an amazing amount of views on my last Smash speedrun video. A lot of really great motivation from you guys. Like, I can't even ask for the amount of attention I've gotten just from Smash speedrunning. So thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.